pyruvate, the end product, can go into glycolysis. So you have what I call the pyruvate shunt. That's what it used to be called years ago, and when I learned something one way, that's the way it sticks in my head. Basically, what the pyruvate shunt is it's where it takes pyruvate, it removes the CO2, and you get a NADH produced from each molecule that comes through. So again, from one molecule of glucose, you're going to get 2 NADHs produced, plus 2 CO2s given off. So if you start with 6 carbons, and you've lost 2 CO2s, they're expelled out through breathing in an aerobic organism. And then you get acetyl groups. Well, acetyl groups are kind of bound by a CoA molecule, which is it's a chaperone molecule. It's the guy dressed in the tux walking the old ladies down the aisle to get them seated. He doesn't sit down with them. He doesn't go home with them. He just walks them down the aisle. And he turns back around and he goes and he gets the next old lady that's coming to the wedding, right? So you get the acetyl-CoA is going to bind to a 4-carbon oxaloacetate and make citrate. And it's going to go through this cycle. Now, very quickly, once you get citrate, this is known as the citric acid cycle or the Krebs cycle. There's several names for it, and all that's in your book. Citrate becomes isocitrate. Going from isocitrate to alpha-ketoglutarate, you get another NAD becoming NADH. Or in some bacteria and plants, you can get NADPH, which is like saying a pound versus a dollar. They're basically the same thing. They're just slightly different molecules. And in bacteria, they're used for cell wall biosynthesis. In plants, they're used for some of the sugar biosynthesis pathways that occur. And you give off another CO2. So if you have 2 of these coming through, that's 2 more. So now you've already lost 4 of the 6 CO2s that were in that original glucose molecule if you turn this thing twice. Going from alpha-ketoglutarate to succinyl-CoA, NAD becomes NADH. Okay. That should be another CO2 coming off there. I forgot to do that. So now you have lost all 6 of the carbons from that one molecule of glucose. Going from succinyl-CoA to succinate, you get a GDP becoming a GTP. Now that's another one of those conversion things. GTP can easily become ATP. You can go to the bank and swap them out, even dollars. Okay. So 1 ATP is equal to 1 GTP. To be honest, if someone wrote ATP on here instead of GTP, I'd say, okay, it's the same difference. Going from succinate to fumarate, you get an FADH produced. Then going fumarate to malate, malate to oxaloacetate, you get another NADH produced. So if you start adding all this up, 2 pyruvates, that's going to be equal to 6 ATPs. We go ahead and go to the bank. Going from isocitrate to alpha-ketoglutarate, that's going to be another 6. Going from alpha-ketoglutarate to succinyl-CoA, that's another 6. Going from here to here, you're getting basically 2 ATPs out of it. You're getting GTPs, but it's the same difference. FADHs only produce how many ATPs per molecule? 2. So you get 4 ATPs from that reaction. And then going from malate to oxaloacetate, you get another 6. Somebody add that up. Okay. Plus the 8 over here. 32. Okay. So now you have glycolysis and the Krebs cycle. There's really the best way to learn this is just sit down and memorize it. Say it out loud. Make sure you can talk it through. Come up with a limerick for memorizing the cycle. I have a limerick, but it's kind of dirty, so I can't say it out loud in here, you know. There's some really bad limericks to learn these. kind of a clean one. So for my own cause, I alpha-ketoglutarate, and that gets me most of the first letters of each word. Okay. So now,